Hello and welcome to News Now. I'm your host, Taylor Inman. We're going over this week's biggest headlines and what's coming up for the Flathead Valley. This week I spoke with Mariah Gladstone, CEO and founder of Indigikitchen, an online cooking show that aims to connect Native communities with foods that are indigenous to the Americas. We'll learn more after these headlines. Public Works officials warned the Kalispell City Council on Monday that inflation threatened to cut into the department's ability to keep up with road work. Public Works Director Susie Turner told the council they are once again bumping up against limits to perform current services. The fund supports work by the city's street maintenance, as well as traffic signs and signals divisions. Both fall under the umbrella of the Public Works Department. City Manager Doug Russell pointed to an increase in prices for supplies in recent years. Since 2018, chip seal materials have gone up 96% and asphalt 58%. The city's contractor rates have increased as well. Milling services are up 90% and paving 64% in that same period. Russell told the council that the review was designed to keep the municipality's elected leaders in the loop as officials prepare to work on a preliminary budget. Though the Special Street Maintenance Fund increased annually between 2014 and 2018, it has not gone up since. Without an increase, city staff said large projects may need to be completed in segments and spread over multiple budget cycles. Turner showed a spreadsheet projecting revenue and cost into fiscal year 2034, noting that in 2027 operations will begin digging into financial reserves meant for equipment replacement. Turner's presentation also highlighted city roads rated excellent, which amount to about 40 miles or roughly 28% of the city's paved routes. 7 of those miles have been constructed since 2019. For the rest of the aging network, Turner urged preventative maintenance to extend the road's service life. Simultaneously, she expects the department to take on 10.47 miles of new road for upcoming developments. Read this full story at dailyinterlake.com. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks announced Tuesday it was reopening public comment periods into early March on the state's new grizzly and wolf management plans, both of which have drawn scrutiny from animal protection groups and conservationists. FWP said reopening the comment window through March 9th will ensure it is adhering to Montana statute when it comes to giving county commissioners the chance to comment on plans involving managing large carnivores like grizzlies and wolves. The department said it would also provide more time for tribes and state and federal agencies to provide their comments. Public comment periods for both the Grizzly Bear Management Plan and the Montana Gray Wolf Conservation and Management Plan, whose draft versions were released over the past 2 years, took place during 2023. In addition to needing to ask county commissioners for comment under state law, management of both species have been in the spotlight in recent months. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service last year announced a 12-month review of whether to remove Endangered Species Act protections for grizzly bears in the Greater Yellowstone ecosystem and Northern Continental Divide ecosystem, kicking off law and rulemaking processes should the state take over management of the grizzlies. The results of that study and a decision on grizzlies' threatened status in the ecosystems are anticipated to be released in the coming weeks. Montana's draft management plan focuses on managing bears as a threatened species, but the government has been preparing for what the state will do if it does gain a management role for grizzlies. FYWP released draft wolf management plans in October and held public comment periods and listening sessions into December, while the Fish and Wildlife Commission adopted new administrative rules for grizzlies and wolf management as well. The draft wolf plan has drawn scrutiny from Montanans and conservation groups because it seeks to maintain a baseline population of 450 wolves to ensure there are 15 breeding pairs, though Montana currently has an estimated population of over 1,000 wolves. Some of those same groups, incensed with hunting and trapping of wolves in Montana, successfully petitioned the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to review whether western wolves should have Endangered Species Act protections restored, but the agency declined to do so. The groups last week told the government they intend to sue over that decision. A study from FWP and the University of Montana released last month found Montanans have an increasing tolerance of wolves compared to when the same survey was done in 2012 and 2017. FWP said anyone that has already submitted comments does not need to submit again. The Whitefish Community Foundation recently awarded a $90,000 multi-year Kids Fund grant to Big Fork ACES to support the creation of an after-school program for middle school students. Big Fork ACES is a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing safe educational after-school and summer programs for Big Fork area children and teens, regardless of their family's ability to pay. Whitefish Community Foundation's Kids Fund grant will be used to establish an after-school program specifically for students in grades 6 through 8. The program will engage participants in activities that focus on community service learning, addressing each child's scholastic needs, connecting with adult mentors, and building valuable career and life skills. Big Fork ACES will work with the Big Fork School District to identify middle school students who would especially benefit from the program, including those from low-income, single-parent, and foster families. The Kids Fund was created in 2019 to support programs in the areas of health, safety, and education that mitigate challenges and prevent local youth from becoming homeless. To date, Whitefish Community Foundation has awarded more than $585,000 in Kids Fund grants to Flathead Valley nonprofits, including Flathead Youth Home, CASA for Kids, Child Bridge, Boys and Girls Club of Glacier Country, Center for Restorative Youth Justice, and the Nate Shute Foundation. Whitefish Community Foundation is a nonprofit organization dedicated to fostering philanthropy and helping donors and nonprofits benefit the greater Flathead Valley. To learn more about their donor, grant, and nonprofit development programs, visit whitefishcommunityfoundation.org. Read those full stories at dailyinterlake.com. Mariah Gladstone's Indigikitchen utilizes ingredients native to the Americas to connect indigenous communities to their traditional foods. As a Blackfeet and Cherokee woman, Mariah hopes the recipes she creates and the recipes she learns throughout her travels will inspire both native and non-native people to seek out food that supports healthier bodies and ecosystems. Mariah is speaking at a sold-out show on February 18th at the Northwest Montana History Museum, but you can find out more about her work in Indigikitchen at indigikitchen.com. Let's see what events are coming up. The Eli Young Band is coming to the Wacoach College Center next week on February 21st. Tickets are still available to see the award-winning country band, whose songs have topped the charts in recent years. The show starts at 7:30 p.m. The Whitefish Theater Company presents Misery starting February 22nd at the O'Shaughnessy Cultural Arts Center. Come see a riveting adaptation of the famous Stephen King novel. The show starts at 7:30 p.m. There are also many chances to catch local musicians live next week. Remember, you can find all kinds of community events by checking out our events calendar at dailyinterlake.com/events. Thanks for joining us. News Now is a podcast from the Daily Interlake. We're proud to be the largest independent newsroom in Montana and the oldest paper in the Valley. Consider becoming a subscriber to support our work. Call Circulation at 406-755-7018 or go to the subscribe tab in the top right corner of our website. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode of the pod. Everybody stay safe and have a great week.